Alright, Supernatural's back from break. Guess I gotta continue talking about this horrible mess of a season.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
Supernatural, Season 10, Episode 15, The Things They Carried. I seriously hate that. When two episodes in a season have like half of the same title, like Episode 9 was The Things We Left Behind, this one's The Things They Carried, it's just gonna confuse people. They did that with Season 6 with The Man Who Would Be King and The Man Who Knew Too Much. Don't do that! Counterproductive and too confusing. Now, I'm gonna go into this episode in full detail, so if you have not seen the latest episode of Supernatural, you're not missing much. Or if you haven't seen it and you don't care about spoilers, or if you have seen it and you want to see my review, hey, welcome. So in this episode, Dean finds a case in Fayetteville, I don't know how you say that, Fayetteville, North Carolina, where there's a guy named Rick who drains a woman of blood and then later commits suicide. Ultimately, Sam and Dean suspect that it's an Rougarou or a pagan god or some shit. But they check it out and they find out that a friend of the killer, his name is Kit, he's displaying the same symptoms. While they're investigating, they run into an old friend, Cole. Yeah, who tried to kill Dean, and now he's like a friend of Kit or something like that. So the unlikely allies team up to try and find Kit, who has drunken multiple water bottles and killed a man and drained his blood. And the next part is kind of something that really bothered me about this episode. I was like, why do you have to throw the U.S. Army into that? That's just them trying to throw the Army into Supernatural that is not necessarily needed to be in this episode or doesn't need to be in the show at all. In which Cole uses his contacts and he learns that Kit and Rick were recently involved in a rescue mission in Iraq. They were part of the U.S. Army to rescue this man. Apparently they rescue him, but he attacks them and then he gets killed. And like I said, this bothered me. I was like, I don't know why this is necessary in the episode. It could have just been any random place, any random time, any random person. It's like, why did it have to be the U.S. Army? Apparently, because they're like, oh well, we're losing viewers, so we gotta put real life situations into the show to gain our viewers back to try and make it not as supernatural as it should be. No, don't do that to me, please. Do not do that. Cole then tracks Kit to a cabin where Kit attacks and infects Cole with the conworm, you know, that thing the Mother of All had in Season 6 that they only said there was one of. Yeah, they said there's only one. Now apparently there's multiple. What's the explanation for that? The episode really doesn't answer. It's like, they said, we know that there's only one, but it's like, where do these others come from? Did the conworm, fuck another conworm and have a baby? I don't think so. I don't think conworms do that because there's only one! And now there's two, and they look like those things you shoot at in the asteroid field in Star Fox. I don't know, I just surfed the web for him. I can't find him, but I think if you play the game, you know what I mean. Anywho, you get the point. So then Sam and Dean realize that the rescued soldier on Kit and Rick's last mission must have infected them somehow, and so Sam races to go and get Kit while Dean races to save Cole. And the only thing that we saw in Season 6, when they last did a conworm, we knew that electricity worked, and they use electricity, but hey, doesn't work. So knowing that, Dean and Cole use different tactics. They dehydrate Cole and turn the cabin into a sweat lodge, which was actually interesting. Since the electricity thing didn't work, I was like, how are they going to defeat this conworm? And I was like, oh yeah, dehydrate the body. Conworm needs liquid to survive inside the human body. Dehydrate the body, make the cabin a sweat lodge, and then the worm will come out. I was thinking to myself, you know what? That's actually pretty smart. That's probably the smartest thing they thought of all season, next to last episode. Definitely not the dumbest thing, like Rowena, for instance. So that was a different take on the conworm. I was like, how are they going to do that? Oh, that's how. Interesting. Fine with me. It works. So then eventually the worm comes out of Cole and Dean kills it, but Sam is unable to save Kit and he kills him in self-defense. Yeah, you heard me correctly. He killed somebody. And that was kind of like the theme of the episode. It was just like they reunited with Cole. Cole's like, I don't want to kill him because he's my friend. But Sam and Dean are like, dude, if he's a monster, we have to kill him. And it was that kind of conflict throughout the whole episode that actually worked pretty well in the episode. That's what happens in the end. So I was like, okay, yeah, I can live with it. So then Cole returns to his wife and kid, and he's like, yeah, now I understand why Sam and Dean do what they do, why they hunt monsters, why my father was killed by Dean, because he was a monster, so it had to be done. And now Sam's looking guilty, and he's like, yeah, I was unable to save Kit, I'm a failure. And that is the end of the episode after what felt like 25 minutes. Holy shit, that episode flew by. I looked at seriously, On Demand said it was 51 minutes into the episode, 51 minutes into the episode. I was like, there is no way that was 51 minutes. However, in that sense, the episode does feel a little bit slow, because it's just the conworm infecting people and Sam and Dean trying to save the people, so it's like, yeah, a little more action, please. But it doesn't stop the fact that this episode was actually enjoyable. Sure, the fact that there's now more than one conworm when they said there was one way back in season 6 and only one. Yeah, it doesn't make any complete sense whatsoever. The whole U.S. Army thing was kind of forced into the story. However, the fact that there was like that confliction with Cole and Sam and Dean where Cole was like, no, you can't kill him, even if he is a monster, he's my friend, and then Sam and Dean were like, well, if he is a monster, we have to kill him because the world will be a better place because we kill monsters, and, you know, he's going to continue killing people if he still has that in him, so it's like we have to kill him no matter what. That was an interesting conflict. I haven't really seen that with them with any other characters for quite a while, actually. I actually thought the guy who plays Cole, Travis Aaron Wade, I thought he was actually really good in the episode. It was kind of a darker, gritty episode, kind of, you know, not jump scares, but it was definitely a little bit disturbing because you definitely see like the conworm is like their tongue. Now that was weird, and what else was weird was when the conworm infected them and their face was like all puffy and it looked like they had leprosy. That was weird to watch too. There might be parts of the episode where it kind of feels slow, but it doesn't feel like it's slow, like, oh my god, this episode feels like it's like 4 hours, somebody just do something. Nah, it doesn't feel like that at all. I mean, like I said, it was kind of slow, but it was like 25 minutes slow. Kind of felt like it went by in 25 minutes when it really went by in 45 minutes. So yeah, kudos to the episode for doing that. So that means I will give The Things They Carried a 7.5 out of 10. It was actually pretty damn entertaining, if you ask me. Oh my god, I'm like freaking out. 2 good episodes in a row in Season 10. Mark this day. This is now a holiday. March 19th, 2015, the day everybody reviews Supernatural. Yeah. National holiday, because we now have 2 good episodes in a row. Let's hope next week is like that, but I highly doubt it with Rowena coming back. So, Supernatural fans, what did you think of The Things They Carried, episode 15 of season 10? I want some feedback, so drop me a comment in the comment section below. And for more reviews and news on movies, video games, TV shows, and movie trailers, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. I'll leave those links at the bottom here. I'll post them. Yeah, Alex Madden's Entertainment Reviews on Facebook. Alex Madden Movie Reviews, you know, on Twitter. And when you get to YouTube, you see that big red button that says subscribe. Hit that, and welcome to my world.